Hello, my dear friends. I'm Stanislav Shamayev, a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. In today's video, we're gonna debunk a bunch of misconceptions on EB2 National Interest Waiver Visa. And at the end of this video, you will be able to learn how to get a free evaluation of your case on EB2 NIW. Let's go. Alright guys, why did I decide to do this video? Well, that's because, first of all, you're doing a great job commenting under my videos and asking me a lot of questions, and also being pretty active on my Instagram. And by the way, if you guys don't follow me on my Instagram, you're just shooting yourself in the head, because there is a lot of content on Instagram on a daily basis. Not only everyday stories, but a lot of posts where I provide a lot of valuable information for you, for talent visas, for national interest waiver visas, which are also talent visas, for business and investment immigration. Make sure you follow me on Instagram also. The link is going to be below this video. So I gathered a bunch of questions from you and decided to make one big video debunking or explaining certain things, okay? Because some of them have some rationale behind them, but some just don't. Let's begin from number one. What is the difference between EB2 and EB2 National Interest Waiver? And the short answer to this question is the employer. Yes, it's short, but it means a lot. Because when you say there is a requirement of an employer for the immigrant or non-immigrant visa, that has a lot of implications, especially in an immigrant visa. When we say we need an employer for EB2 or EB3, that means that we have to not only have the actual employer, a company in the US who will be sponsoring your visa, but also that employer and you will have to go through the process that is called labor certification. It's also called PERM. And that means that this process is going to take at least a year and a half in today's reality. The difference between EB2 and EB2 National Interest Waiver is not only having an employer, but also getting the labor certification, the process that will take about a year and a half. These are the biggest differences between these two visas. And of course, on the other side of this coin is EB2 NIW that does not require either an employer or the PERM labor certification. That's what's going on between these two visas. Stanislav, do I need both an advanced degree and exceptional ability? I just shortened this question because there's a lot going on behind this question, because a lot of you think that we still need to provide your advanced degree. An advanced degree is a bachelor's and 5 years of experience, or master's degree. And also you think that you have to satisfy at least 3 criteria out of the 6 for exceptional ability. But guys, this is not true. You have to do either or, okay? So it's either bachelor's and 5 years experience, or master's degree, or exceptional ability in case you do not have an advanced degree. Okay? So 3 separate options, not the combination of all of them, not the combination of 2. No, you have to have 1 out of 3. And that's what I called a pre-qualification, all right? Pre-qualification for EB2 and EB2 NIW, by the way, okay? So it goes both ways, but because we are talking about NIW today, that's where I'm attaching the meaning of this the most. But with all this being said, I want to mention that we do use exceptional ability, even with the advanced degree, in 2 types of circumstances, all right? Number 1, when your proposed endeavor may not be perfectly aligning with your education, we just alternatively we do the exceptional ability just in case, because the immigration officer may say, okay, this is a nice project, you're well positioned, okay, there is a benefit to the US, but it's not within the framework of your education, all right? And they may even look at the classes you took in the university. That's the first option when we can do that. And the second one is actually, in addition to the advanced degree, we may use the framework of exceptional ability to show that you are well positioned to implement your proposed endeavor. And the next question is, what is actually national interest waiver? Right? That's the name of the visa, so we kind of need to know how to explain that so we could know what exactly needs to be done. And of course, the national interest waiver is the process contemplated by the US Congress to allow good professionals to come to the States with a green card. And that process involves two large things: the substantial merit and national importance. I even have a separate video explaining what that is, but today we need to talk about it because you still keep asking questions, and I understand why. It's a very complex thing, so I don't mind to explain it twice, thrice, and even more. And by the way, guys, if you don't come on Thursdays on my live streams on YouTube, you're also shooting yourself in the head, because I answer your questions live. I have certain topics I discuss the recent approvals in my company, so those are really good streams. You have to come to them. They start 11 in the morning on Thursdays, Miami time. What is a proposed endeavor or proposed project with a substantial merit? Well, that means that this project, your skills, resolve some kind of a problem or create something new in the US. It's either or. What it means to resolve a problem? Well, for example, you're an ecologist, okay, and you do things that make the air better. Is this a problem to have bad air, let's say, in Illinois or in Michigan, in those states where there's a lot of production? Definitely there is a problem. So any project that resolves the air pollution problem will have a substantial merit. What is the national importance? Well, the national importance is that the resolution of that problem is in the national interest of the US. We have to ask ourselves, is the cleaner air in Michigan and Illinois, for that effect in any other states, is a national importance of the US government? The answer to this question is definitely yes. To summarize, the substantial merit is when your project resolves a problem or your project creates something new. For example, you want to build up in a manufacturer and do the nails. And the resolution of this problem or creation of this something new is in the national importance of the US. So the US government wants that to happen. And does the US government want the new production to happen? The answer is definitely yes. And does the US government wants serious problems to be resolved, like air pollution? The answer is definitely yes. So these two things create that national interest waiver. When there is a national interest of the US government, and what does actually the US government waive? Well, they waive the requirement for labor certification. The circle got together, all right? We got the perfect circle. We started with the PERM and we ended with PERM in this section of this video. That's the meaning of national interest waiver and how it actually works. And how do we actually prove that there is a national importance or there is substantial merit? I also have videos on that topic specifically, but to make it short, we want to find the objective independent evidence that there is a problem or that there is a lack or something that may be created, for example, production of nails or enough production of nails. And we also need to prove that the resolution of those problems is of a national importance. And all that we may find in US press, in scientific publications, in USCIS policies, in the White House policies, in Congress statements, and any other documents, data, census data, and census is the federal agency that collects a lot of data, the government statistics. So all that is going to show that there is a problem, or some of that is going to show it. And of course, that if there is a problem that's isolated in those documents, the resolution or solution of that problem is going to be a national importance. Now, how do we prove that you are well positioned? Well, your degree, your experience, your past employment, your projects where you worked, maybe press about you, maybe your high salary, professional associations, and anything that you've done in your past that qualifies you to do the proposed endeavor/project. Last but not least, where are the hidden expenses in EB2 National Interest Waiver? Well, there are no real hidden expenses because I charge $13,000 for EB2 National Interest Waiver. You will have to pay the government fee, which is either $700, it's a regular processing, or expedited processing, which is $3,200. In the first case, you may look at a year when they process your petition. The second case, up to 45 days, usually within 2-3 weeks. Also, you have the expense of translations. Whatever the number of foreign documents you have to put in your petition, you need to translate all of them. I cannot call those hidden expenses. Those are actually the expenses on the surface of this petition. But what else could be done to strengthen your petition and which you don't know about or you may not think about? First of all, I think the registration of American company could increase the chances of approval of your case because that way your petition looks more serious. And depending whom you use for this service, of course, the expense could go from $1,000 to $5,000 depending on the state, on type of a company, on whether you do the corporate work, if you have partners, and things like that. In my company, we do this for $3,000, regardless of the state where you will be opening up a company. Also, another expense that you may not know about, but will increase the chances of your approval, is to using the services of other professional companies that deal with business plans or presentations. And they charge about $1,500 up to $2,000, depending on the case, to create a business plan on your EB2 NIW or to make a nice presentation of your proposed endeavor, of your past skills. They're going to research the industry and see what the problems are. And this is really helpful for your case and also saves you a lot of time because otherwise you'll be the one doing all this work. Those I may call hidden expenses, but they actually not because they do not actually give you a lot more chances for an approval, but they definitely help and save you a lot of time. Where else you could have potential expenses? Well, if you work with the PR agencies and let's say they help you out with the press about you and your project, academic articles and things like that, maybe push your persona to be more known in the industry, that could also be potential expense. And of course, that all look very good in your petition because the immigration officer sees that not only you are a good professional, but you have some recognition in your field. Those I could call hidden expenses, but again, if you have a really good petition, really good degree, good experience project, the proposed endeavor, and you can do all this work by yourself, I mean, you're just going to spend a lot more time and having the same chance if you work with my corporation, which is 90% plus in case I take up your case. In other words, if I say, hey, Julian, hey, Mr. Smith, I see the potential in your petition and I want to take up your case, that means your chances are 90% plus. So that's what it is. You need to start with a free evaluation of your case so you could know and I know that you have some potential in your case. You can get that really easy. Go down below this video and find a link that's gonna say a free evaluation of your NIW. Click on it, fill out the form, and within 48 hours, I'll get back to you and let you know if you have criteria satisfied and if you have a potential. And if you do, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning. And then you will be able to get already a written strategy on how we're going to file your petition. All right, guys, smash that like button if you like this video. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We post different content on all these platforms. I'm Stanislav Shamaev, a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.